Hey guys, it's Dark Architect 18 back here with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be doing the Yoshino review. So the legendary cruiser for the Japanese, which you can obtain through shards. So we're just going to do a review of it. But before I get into that, I just want to say I do ship reviews, dev strike videos, strategy videos, Citadel compilation videos, and much more. So before I start, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. It's free and it helps a lot with getting the YouTube channel further along, so I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you like the content and what I do and the videos that I do, hit the notification bell to stay up to date to all my videos going forward. And yeah, so now it's time to get into it. So we're going to break down the commander, the ship stats, the armor viewer, and then we're going to end with some gameplay. So without further ado, we're going to do the commander. So we got AL Zuma, we got Beyond Range, we got Igniter, Fixated, Punch Through, and then Refill Station. And then for the base trait, we have maximum cruiser speed and incoming fire dispersion. So the shells are thrown off basically. So we have Victor F. Einstein as an inspiration, and then we have Azerlane Scharnhorst next as another inspiration. So we have a anti incoming fire dispersion build. We have a turret traverse build and a dispersion build for our main gun. So this is a really good build that I found, so I've gone between this and AL Taigo for the build. So now we got AA Guns Mod 2, Steering Gears Mod 2, Steering Gears Mod 3, and then we have Gunfire Control Systems Mod 2 in the last slot, and then we have the Torpedo Mod, which makes the torpedoes go to 20 kilometers and 62 knots. So I'm running sonar right here, right now. You could run defensive AA. I think it's better to run sonar considering the AA is so great with this thing. So that's just my take on it. But also, you should probably run the spotter because of the plus 10% for the dispersion. So that I have like 13% for dispersion with AL Scharnhorst as well. And it's also got heals. So we're going to show the stats right here. I'm going to break them down more in the actual review itself. So make sure if you want to, pause the video or whatever, you can to just view the stats, or just wait until the gameplay and, see for yourself how it performs, and I'll break down some of the stats and you can listen to them. So we got the armor viewer. We're going to show you Citadel location and then the bow armor. And then we're going to give you an overall impression as to what, this is. Obviously, it plays like an Azuma with torpedoes. So the Citadel, it's just above the waterline, so it's it can be affected by obviously plunging fire. So you have something 16 kilometers or something way out there shooting you, and it hits you for a Citadel. Okay. Otherwise, you could do it up close, so like maybe closer range, like maybe 10 kilometers and under, or even closer. So you got to be wary of that because the ship is so long. It is 920 meter turning circle radius, which is crazy. So it's a long ship. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just you got to be careful when you're turning. So now we're going to look at the bow armor. We got 25 millimeter of the bow and the stern for the decking. So that can bounce, I believe it's 15-inch guns, for sure 14, based on the overmatch mechanic of 14.3 to 1. So yeah, overall it's got a lot of good stuff. It's can definitely bounce shells for sure. So yeah, and it's got 3 tons. So yep, so that's 12.6 inch guns. So approximately. So, and yeah, we'll be getting into the gameplay, and we're gonna break down the stats next. So stay tuned if you want to see that. And yep. So now we got the Yoshino, and we got Yamato. So we got the Circata, and we got myself in the game, in the legendary game on the Atlantic. So we're going to break down the Yoshino and kind of compare it to the Zuma. So Yoshino, this has 61,800 HP. It's got 13 to 305 millimeters of armor, 19% torpedo reduction, artillery rating is 89, so we got 3x3 310 millimeter guns, 12.5-inch guns, 19.1 kilometer firing range, 17.9 second reload, 31 second turret traverse, 5100 max HE shell damage, which is excellent, 29.5% fire chance, which I believe is either tied with Azuma as like the highest fire chance possible for like a cruiser, or it's slightly lower depending on the build. But it's still impressive regardless because it's Japanese HE. So we got 9342 max AP damage, which is excellent. These are 310 millimeter guns. Secondaries 8x200 millimeter. They go 5 kilometer, 3 second reload, 1700 max HE, and they got an 8.5% fire chance. So they're pretty good. Obviously, your main guns are going to do most of the work, and so are the torpedoes. Speaking of torpedoes, which we just fired, we got 4x4, 610 millimeter torpedoes. So you got 8 torpedoes per side that you can fire potentially. So you got 8 to the right and 8 to the left, making it 16 total. So we got 16.7 second, or no, 167 second reload. Not 16.7. 16.7 would be insanely fast. That'd be broken. 7.2 second, 180 degrees turn time for the torpedo launchers, for how they turn basically. And then each torpedo does 20,967 max damage, 2.5 kilometer torp detectability. We got 20 kilometer range for the torpedoes. I guess technically you could get them to like 23 or 24, but I don't see the point as to making them farther if you're going to do that. Like, if you're going to meme, I guess, but like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to use a commander to just like leaves or something to make this more, I guess, toxic in terms of torpedo range. It just doesn't make sense. That's how I set, that's why I set my kind of build up like it is. So, and then the torpedoes are 62 knots. So, they're kind of slow, but they're not as slow as the Italian, torpedoes from like Amalfi or Zara or any of those kinds of cruisers. So we got an AA defense of 100. We got 24x1, 25 millimeter with 43 average damage per second, 3.7 kilometer range, 20x3, 25 millimeter guns, 122 average damage per second, 3.7 kilometer range, 12x2, 40 millimeters, 132 average damage per second with 4.2 kilometer firing range and 8x200 millimeter, 166 average damage per second, 6 kilometer firing range for those AA guns. And then for the maneuverability, it's rated at 67, so it's not too bad. It's got 34.6 knot speed, which is pretty good. 920 meter turning circle radius, which is actually probably one of the worst as a cruiser, which it is, compared to any other cruiser, Worcester, Minotaur, Riga at tier 7, so basically any of them. It's just ridiculously long. It's got a 6.7 second rudder shift that I have built in, so because I did double rudder, we got a lower, obviously, rudder, and it's actually not terrible, but obviously it's not 3 seconds or something like a agile kind of build. So the concealment is 12.5 by sea, 7.8 kilometer by air, and then 2 kilometer guaranteed detectability and 10.1 kilometer detectability while in smoke. So that's the Yoshino. So it's got a lot of good stuff. You're going to see how this game pans out. It's going to heat up as it goes, but we're going to actually now kind of compare it to the Azuma. So basically the Azuma has 310 millimeter guns as well. It's a tier 7 global XP ship, I believe. So this ship basically doesn't have the torpedoes, but it does have the kind of same everything in terms of guns, so it's really good. So for Azuma, we got a 65 rating for the Survivability, we got 52,500 HP. We got 13 to 305 millimeters of armor, which is the same as the Yoshino, but in comparison to the torpedo reduction for the Azuma, it's actually got 3% more compared to the Yoshino, so that's a plus. Artillery, you got the same everything in terms of guns caliber, so 310 millimeter, so 3x3 310 millimeter guns. And then for the range, there's a big difference. So with the Azuma, I have 17.4 kilometer firing range, but the Yoshino has 19.1, so we got a 1.7 kilometer difference in terms of range. Obviously, if you put AO Otago, it could be like a 2.7 difference, because because it's basically 20.1. So also the reload is 20.5 on the Zuma. I have a reload of about 3 seconds shorter on the Yoshino, so that's pretty impressive right there. Fire chance for the Azuma is 29.5. So they got the same fire chance, same max AP damage, same kind of build. Secondaries are the same. AA defense, this is where it gets interesting. So we got a AA defense for the Azuma of 88, which so we got basically everything the same except for, I guess, the range and the damage. So for the 25 millimeters, you got 30 average damage per second and 3.1 kilometer firing range. For the 35 millimeters, you got 146 average damage per second and a 3.1 kilometer firing range. And the 100 millimeters are 5 kilometer. So it's about minimum of 1 kilometer shorter across the board, up to about, I would say, I'd say about 1 to 2 kilometers difference in terms of range for that. So maneuverability is 63, which is pretty close. So we got a 34.6 knot max speed for the Zuma, 920 meter turning circle radius, and a 9.9 second rudder shift. So the Yoshino build that I have with everything and my mods emphasizes more of a kind of more agile kind of setup. So it's not truly agile, because truly agile, remember, think about it, is about 3 seconds. If it's 3 seconds or lower, it's truly agile as a cruiser. But I have 6.7 seconds on the Yoshino right now, so that's not quite there. But it's definitely not like 11 seconds or 12 or something, or even 10 like the Zuma that build that I have. So overall, the biggest difference is the health difference, the torpedo damage reduction, the reload, the range of the guns, the AA defense in terms of the damage per second and the range and all of that, and then also the rudder shift time. Other than that, also the concealment slightly different. So yeah, it's just about the same. But yeah, I think the concealment's slightly worse on the Azuma compared to the Yoshino, at least how I have it built. So we're gonna just talk about this game now and just overall gameplay. So we've basically been kind of circling around back towards ACAP, supporting our team. I think Sir Cat's still alive. I believe he is. If he isn't, then he isn't. But I've just been peppering down this Yamato. We got 124k. We got 9 fires. We got a wither. We got some planes shot down because of the battleship. Obviously, some other planes that were up. So I'm just trying to get this kill. Kind of what I'm thinking right now is just to kind of hold for a second. Is obviously I know Yamato's shooting right there, so I just held there. I'm putting on my sonar, so my hydroacoustic sonar, to potentially spot torps. I don't know if there's any destroyers around here, so we get the Arsonist, and we have the Wither. So we are up to 130k damage in the Yoshino overall. So the best thing about this ship is obviously the fire is awesome, but the AP can hit really hard. Like, I've hit Marlboros for like 15k with this, with only having 12-inch guns. So it's considerably impressive, to be honest. And you can really bully battleship superstructures with this AP or HE. It is pretty scary, so you don't want to mess with this ship. Obviously, the ship has worse armor. The Yoshino does have worse armor, kind of overall, compared to the Azuma. I guess the Azuma has better armor than the Yoshino, but it's not so drastic that, oh, you can't play, either of the ships. Obviously Azuma's, I guess, obviously it's, maybe not as played by most of the community. I like it because it's a challenge. Yoshino, it's also a harder challenge than the playing this ship compared to the Azuma. So you got to be up there in terms of, I guess, understanding what this cruiser can do. That's why I like to break down the stats for you guys, and to give you a better understanding as to why I'm picking things and how it kind of stacks up between the two ships. As like when I do these reviews, I like to kind of compare and contrast different, two different types of ships that are similar, at least. So it gives you a better understanding as to, how far off is the Azuma compared to the Yoshino. And because if you can say, okay, I know Azuma, but I have no clue about the Yoshino. I know I want it, but I don't know how to play it, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So, that's why I do these. So it just, you don't have to worry about that. You just, pay attention to what I'm saying and pay attention to the stats that I'm, highlighting through this, commentary of this game. And then also just pay attention to, the role that I'm playing with the ship. I'm supporting this battleship. I'm trying to get into the range of his rotary build because maybe he does. I think this is the Roma, I believe, or the Veneto. I think it's Roma. Or no, it's Marco. Excuse me. Yeah, Marco Polo. Excuse me. This is a tier 8 match. That's why. So basically, we got the Hayate and the Shimakaze, two of the most toxic destroyers. So just want to say, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. And I really thank everyone for watching all the videos and liking when you can and subscribing, because if it wasn't for everyone watching the channel and doing all this stuff, I really wouldn't be here. So I'm just really, really grateful for that. And I'm never going to stop saying that I'm grateful for this, because it really is a truly great opportunity. Just something different. And yeah, we're just about wrapping up the game. Make sure to hit that like button and the notification bell if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos, or if you want to, give me another suggestion as to a build, I can always try that out. And I'll give you, kind of update as to what I think of it. So, thanks everybody. Appreciate your time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed the game. It was a pretty good game, 157,000, 2730 XP in the end. So it's a pretty solid game, 12 fires, 2 kills. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. I just want to say thanks to everyone again. Tell me what you guys think of the Yoshino, and what kinds of videos you guys want to see me do next. more strategy videos, more review videos, more something else, just let me know. Definitely consider it. Keep that in my mind while I'm doing it. And yeah, this is Dark Architect 18, and I'm out. And I hope everyone has a good day, and hope this review video helped you on understanding the Yoshino better. Thanks. Bye.